Nearly 70 years after the end of the war, the name Unit 731 still has the power to evoke strong emotion. The Imperial Japanese Army unit carried out illegal experiments on humans, testing chemical and biological weapons and conducting other cruel experiments. This year, the ruins of the facilities the unit operated in have received more than 300,000 visitors, including about 30,000 foreign tourists. The amount of tourists from the U.S., Canada, the Republic of Korea, and Japan who have visited the site has particularly increased. The number of foreigners visiting the site as of the end of July was almost double the average number for the whole of last year, as well as each of the 3 years before it. Most groups come to the site to study history and learn about the unit. Here, we can see a group from Canada. Most of its members teach history or politics in universities and high schools.
I came here as part of a study group to study the atrocities committed by the Japanese in World War II. It's a largely forgotten piece of history that I find to be deplorable, the events that took place here, and I wanted to learn as much as I could by actually coming here.
During its wartime occupation of northeast China, Japan established the puppet state Manchukuo. Its rule lasted from 1931 to 1945. In 1935, Unit 731 began operating in the Pingfang district of Harbin, which at that time was the largest city in Manchukuo. As a top-secret biological and chemical warfare research base, it served as the nerve center of Japan's biological warfare efforts in China and Southeast Asia. The unit's human subjects, gathered from the local populace, included civilians, prisoners of war, common criminals, anti-Japanese partisans, and political prisoners. The unit subjected its victims to vivisections, germ-based weapon tests, and tests of conventional weapons such as flamethrowers and grenades. More than 10,000 people died at the hands of the unit. One Korean student provided some insight as to why he chose to visit the ruins.
I come here for a better understanding of history and to call for peace in East Asia. I hope such tragedies won't happen again.
The ruins include 6,300 items, including arms, ammunition, facilities, and archives, related to the unit that provide evidence of the group's activities, which were not limited to northeast China. The visitors said what they saw was worse than what they expected.
The events that took place here were just gruesome and violent and horrific, and I really hope that by maintaining this site that they're able to educate further generations.
The retreating Japanese invaders blew up the base when the Soviet Union's army entered northeast China and freed Harbin in August 1945. Researchers are still expanding their search scope to all regions where the unit was active, adding to the size and quality of the ruins exhibits. In 2015, the core area of the site will be open to the public. The area, which consists of a bacteria lab and a holding cell for human test subjects, is going through a clearing process that will be finished by October. The ruins of the unit's facilities have been deemed to be of great historical and educational value. They were added to China's tentative list of World Cultural Heritage Sites in 2012. Before 2020, Chinese authorities will map out a conservation and management plan for the site that will facilitate its addition to the list. The foreign visitors agreed that the site is of great value.
After visiting, we clearly see how cruel the Japanese militarism was. We should learn lessons from history and never forget it. This place is really a good education base, of far-reaching historical significance for peace in Asia and in the world.
Definitely consider this to be worthy of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's very important to see just how horrendous the use of chemical and biological weapons can be on the human population. So preserving a site like this helps to educate the entire world of why we should avoid going down that path.
The Japanese government has not, to date, officially acknowledged the existence of Unit 731. Some of the foreign visitors said the Japanese government should acknowledge the unit's activities.
I have no tolerance for denying facts, and it is a fact that what happened here was committed by the Japanese, and I really think they should, as a government anyway, own up and just admit it, and so the whole world can move on.
They have had the wrong attitude, but I like to be optimistic and think that in the future especially with the younger people. They will come here, they will come to Nanking, and they will learn about what wrongs Japan has done, and hopefully they'll face up to it, which their parents and grandparents did not do, and we'll have a better world.